A welcome boost has arrived for Manchester United in their ongoing summer transfer business. Reports emerging from Italy suggest that Douglas Luiz, the Brazilian midfielder who has been on United's radar for some time, could be made available by Juventus in the coming weeks. The Red Devils are currently in the market for a new engine in midfield as they seek to bolster their squad ahead of the 2025-26 campaign. Manager Rubenamorim is keen to bring in a player capable of dictating the tempo, linking defense and attack, and injecting fresh energy into the middle of the park. Among the names consistently linked with Old Trafford is Douglas Luiz. The 26-year-old, who plies his trade at Juventus, has been admired by United's recruitment team for his blend of technical ability, physical presence, and tactical intelligence. Amorim is believed to see him as an ideal fit for the Premier League's demands. According to the Daily Mail, Juventus are not opposed to parting ways with the Brazilian. However, the Turin-based Giants have set out one clear condition before any deal can be struck: any transfer must be on a permanent basis. The Italian club are reportedly unwilling to sanction a loan move for Luiz. Sources close to the negotiations say this stance is rooted in their need to raise immediate funds to finance incoming transfers of their own. A temporary deal would not provide the cash injection they are seeking. This means that if Manchester United are genuinely serious about acquiring Luiz, they will have to commit to a full purchase this summer. No trial periods, no deferred arrangements, simply a decisive bid to meet Juventus' asking price. The same report suggests that Juventus have already made the internal decision to move Luiz on in the coming transfer window. While the midfielder only arrived in Turin a year ago, his spell in Serie A has been far from seamless. Adjusting to the pace and rhythm of Italian football has proved more challenging than anticipated for Luiz. Those close to the club say he has struggled to impose himself in matches and has yet to replicate the consistent performances that made him a standout in the Premier League. Furthermore, there is a stylistic mismatch between Luiz's natural game and the tactical setup favoured by Juventus manager Igor Tudor. Rather than shoehorn him into a system where he is less effective, the club are reportedly inclined to allow him to find an environment more suited to his strengths. This has left the former Aston Villa man spending more time on the bench than he might have expected when he made the switch to Italy. At 26, he is entering what should be the prime years of his career, and regular football will be a key consideration for him this summer. Juventus, meanwhile, view his departure as an opportunity to refresh their squad. By moving Luiz on now, they hope to reinvest in players who better fit Tudor's tactical vision and can make an immediate impact in Serie A. From a contractual standpoint, Luiz is tied to Juventus for another 4 years. This puts the club in a strong position to demand a significant transfer fee and ensures they will not be forced into a cut-price deal. Current estimates place his valuation at around €40 million, a figure that reflects both his ability and the security of his long-term contract. Such a sum would represent a substantial outlay for United but is not considered prohibitive given their ambitions for the new season. For Luiz, a move back to the Premier League and to a club of Manchester United stature could represent a chance to reignite his career. His familiarity with the English game and its physical demands would mean a much shorter adaptation period than he experienced in Italy. Ultimately, whether this transfer comes to fruition will depend on how much United are prepared to invest to secure Amorim's targets. With the clock ticking on the summer window, the ball is now firmly in Old Trafford's court. This development comes as a welcome boost for Manchester United, who are in the midst of rebuilding their squad under the guidance of Ruben Amorim. With his wealth of experience in Serie A and a reputation as a composed orchestrator in midfield, Douglas Luiz could well prove to be the linchpin in reigniting the creativity and control in the heart of the Red Devils' engine room. Should the transfer materialize, United would stand to benefit from a more dynamic and well-balanced midfield unit, potentially giving them the edge to compete with greater authority and consistency across all competitions in the forthcoming season. Manchester United are reportedly gearing up to launch an ambitious move for Barcelona midfielder Fermin Lopez during the 2025 summer transfer window. The Premier League side have been strongly linked with signing a new central midfielder in recent weeks, particularly after the departure of Christian Eriksen on a free transfer. Lopez, at 22, is seen as a potential recruit who could be tempted to swap Catalonia for Old Trafford, especially given his current struggles to secure a regular starting berth at the Camp Nou. The young Spaniard has found it difficult to dislodge the likes of Pedri, Frenkie de Jong and Dani Olmo from Xavi's preferred starting 11. According to Football Transfers, Lopez started just 12 La Liga matches last season, despite being highly regarded within the club's setup. Manchester United are understood to be viewing this as an opportunity to make a decisive move, with reports suggesting that rubenamorim has placed the midfielder high on his list of priorities for bolstering the engine room ahead of the new campaign. In fact, United are believed to be prepared to spend big to land the Barcelona academy graduate. Spanish outlet Fitches claims the Red Devils are readying a formal proposal worth around €70 million, which equates to roughly £59 million, to secure his signature. While Lopez has not been a constant starter, his contributions last term were far from insignificant. Figures from Transfermarkt show he managed 8 goals and 10 assists across 46 appearances in all competitions, an impressive return for a player of his age and position. Barcelona, meanwhile, are thought to value Lopez and would ideally prefer to keep him at the club. However, their ongoing financial issues could force them to consider cashing in on certain assets, particularly if a sizable bid arrives. United, for their part, are said to be keeping alternative options in mind, with Brighton and Hove Albion's Carlos Baleba also under consideration as a midfield reinforcement. Both players fit Amorim's vision of injecting fresh energy and dynamism into United's central areas. Despite the mounting speculation, it appears that nothing concrete has been set in motion. Transfer specialist Fabrizio Romano has poured cold water on the claims, insisting there are no negotiations or formal talks taking place between United and Barcelona for Lopez. Speaking on his YouTube channel, Romano stated, "I can say that Manchester United respect Fermin Lopez, but they are not pursuing him. There are no negotiations, no discussions. Lopez is fully focused on what could be a crucial season at Barcelona."